All right, so where do Republicans go from here? Let's ask Georgia Congressman Jody Hice. Congressman, welcome back to the show.
Great to be with you. Thanks.
All right, I'm so sad to hear about this because I know that there were almost a half dozen Democrats who privately considered backing this effort by Republicans to censure Maxine Waters. So what happened? Did they just get cold feet?
Absolutely. They got cold feet, and who knows what sort of screws were tightened on them by Nancy Pelosi. But yeah, they got cold feet. They chickened out. They did not do the right thing. This is unacceptable rhetoric. It is inciting violence. She has a history of doing this for 20 plus years, and she can't contain herself. This is something that Maxine Waters does on a regular basis, and the Democrats in the current environment are scared to death to call her hand on it, and yet they want to blame Republicans or President Trump or whomever else for much less type fiery rhetoric. Is just totally hypocritical in every sense of the word, and yet this one absolutely crosses the line.
You know, now people are saying that Chauvin-Zolero may be able to appeal the case because of her words. And if that happens and this case is appealed, I can imagine that violence will break out in the streets. Should she be held accountable for that?
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, this is the same type of thing that she's been accusing us for, just simply standing for free and fair elections on January 6th. And of course, we all know the mob that took place in breaking into the Capitol, which is totally wrong. We've spoken out against that. Everyone has. But now we have absolute. I mean, look, she's talking to a bunch of rioters, people who are already in process of rioting, and she calls on them to be more confrontational. I mean, we already have burning of buildings and assaults taking place and all sorts of looting and all sorts of riotous behavior, and she calls for more confrontation than that. What does she want? This is a horrible scenario. Yeah, she needs to be accountable.
Congressman, do you feel like her words were criminal?
I'm not going to say whether they're criminal or not. Of course, I'm a strong believer in the First Amendment. Were they responsible? Absolutely not. Were they insightful? Absolutely they were. Whether it's criminal or not is something that judges and lawyers will determine if we ever get an investigation into more of this, which we need to. But whether or not criminal, the line was crossed, absolutely insightful lines were crossed and irresponsible lines were crossed, unethical lines were crossed. Here is an acting sitting member of Congress making these kinds of comments. There needs to be absolutely full and significant consequences.
Okay, so you lost this censure vote today. Before I let you go, are Republicans planning to do anything else to hold her accountable? What's the next step here?
I'm sure there will be some calls for ethics violations. We'll see. I'll just say this. There are discussions underway. I've been in some of the meetings where discussions are underway to determine what next options are available to us. And we will try to do whatever we can to hold Maxine Waters accountable. This is absolutely unacceptable behavior and verbal abuse for a sitting member of Congress, and she needs to be held accountable, and we'll continue trying to explore whatever options are available.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to update on that. Congressman Jody Hice, thanks for your time tonight.
You bet. Thank you.